Hey guys, it's coffee time. It's also the 4th of July in the USA right now, so it's our Independence Day and there are all sorts of fireworks going off if you can hear those. I have a Muford next to me. He refuses to leave my side right now because he's on the desk just over there playing with a bobby pin. But he is super freaked out by the fireworks. I'm trying to remember if he's ever heard fireworks before. They're very loud here right now. We were taking the Metro Rail all over the place, and when we got on the Metro Rail to come home, right before this, we could see the fireworks the entire rail time, and it was so cool, but it was really loud in a couple of places. Some of the stops, we were like, oh my gosh, this is just so loud, but Anime Expo was really awesome. I think a lot of people were really confused why Anime Expo was happening on the same day as the 4th of July, and we have no idea. Good job, Kitty, you did it! You did it! Yay, you got rid of your toy! Come here, come say hey. Come here. He's like, but the splosions! But the splosions! As you can tell, my wig was on for far too long. I was going to do this video with my wig on and be like, yay, Anime Expo happened, huzzah! But this means that part of my wig cap had rolled a little bit, so there was like a little balled up amount of fabric, nylon, that was against my head with a wig on top of it, pushing it down. And so eventually this whole area right here started to hurt so bad, and I couldn't figure out why, and I finally took everything off and then put it all back on and like straightened it out, and it felt better. It felt a lot better, but it still didn't feel great. So when I got home, I was like, taking this off. The contacts are starting to dry out too, so when those come off, it'll also be nice. But the day in general was awesome. The only part that sucked was standing in line because we all pre-registered. Because last year when we came on Saturday, and Robbie and I hadn't pre-registered, and so we had to stand in line forever. And then Erin had pre-registered, so she just stood in like a really tiny line and immediately got her badge. So we were like, all right, we're going to be responsible this year. We are going to get our badges. And we all pre-registered. And then when we got there, the line for pre-registration was literally wrapped around the entire building. Today, for whatever reason, it would have been way better to just buy your tickets at the venue than to pre-register. It is the longest line I think I've ever stood in my life. It took 3 hours to get through that line. It was awful. And the only times in my life that I've ever passed out have been because of heat, and it's very hot here right now. And the entire line, again, was outside. So we were just standing in the sun for hours. And there was a point where I wasn't going to say anything, but then I was like, Erin's passed out before, she won't judge me. So like I'm there with Erin's brother Robbie, and then not quite Frodo, Jared. And so the four of us are standing there, and I look at Erin and I was like, just so you know, the only times that I've ever passed out have been because I was in the sun for too long. I'm starting to feel a little dizzy. If I pass out, I'm really sorry, but I'll be fine. And she was like, okay. So we all, fortunately, there were little stations where people had popsicles and ice cream and things that they were selling, so we wound up giving in and getting popsicles because we couldn't get water anywhere. We literally had to get ice cream. So I got like a strawberry ice cream stick, I guess, and ate that, and then I was fine. But that was it was such a long line. It was so long. And then I felt horrible because I knew Angie was there, Angie Viper, and she had been trying to find me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm still in line. I'm sorry, I'm still in line. I'm still in line. I'm still in line. And then she wound up tweeting at me and being like, hey, where are you? And we had just sat down to eat. And I was like, oh, we are eating at the barbecue place. And she was like, cool. And then we wound up leaving the barbecue place. And immediately after we left, she was like, where are you? I'm at the barbecue place, you liar! And I was like, no, no. So we finally found each other, and she was like, I've literally been trying to find you all day so far. I was like, I'm so sorry. I've been in line. I'm so sorry. But the line was heinous. It was so heinous. I felt so bad. the people that had like bodysuits on. The very first person that recognized me today was an adorable lady Deadpool. I never found out your name, but you were so cute. And she had the thing unzipped and like her arms out and stuff, and I was like, I don't blame you at all. I do not blame you for doing that. There were a couple of people in full-on like fursuits. I was like, oh gosh, you poor babies. The one who looked the worst, which everybody said that my face started to look bright red, which doesn't surprise me at all because that always happens when I'm uncomfortable. But there was one girl who was Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, and every time I saw her like pass by, because the line weaves back and forth, so we would pass the same people over and over again. And every time I passed Kiki's Delivery Service, she just looked beat. She looked so tired and just like, and it really did sap us of like all of our energy. By the time we got in there, we were like, all right, we're starving. And so we ate, and then we were like, all right, let's go to the floor. Like after we met up with Angie and them, we were like, all right, let's go to the floor. And then it did not take long at Artist Alley for Aaron and I to just be like, because we were already really tired, and Artist Alley this year is huge. It's huge. If you're going to Anime Expo, if you're somebody like us who is like super into Artist Alley, it's gigantic, and I really wanted to find Alex XZ, and I found her, and I was so excited, and I bought a print from her, and it's like my favorite. Actually, I'm gonna go grab it while the cat's pooping. I'm gonna go grab it. So enjoy the tones of that. Boop 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 ba doop boop 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 ba doop boop boop ba doop boop 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 ba doop ba doop ba doop boop. Oh no! Don't fall! No! Just kidding. Oh. Oh, whatever. So this is my favorite of hers, and I never had it, and she had these for sale there, and I was like, "Can you sign it?" And then she signed it, so I'm gonna get this framed. But I was really excited because again, it's my favorite one. I was like, oh my gosh, I got it like from her. I met her. She signed it for me. She was super cool. It's just like, yeah. It's funny because I'm gonna put this back before I like ruin it somehow because I don't trust myself, guys, which I'm sure you will find understandable given the state of literally everything I own. Okay, so. What was I going to say? Oh! When I first got on Twitter, it's kind of off topic, but not really. When I first got on Twitter, everybody was saying, you know, sometimes people make really good friendships on Twitter. And I was like, no, that's not true. That sounds real dumb. Like, why would anybody become friends on Twitter? And I've met like a few people over Twitter, or had like my first conversations with people that I now consider my friends over Twitter. I'm just like, that's so crazy. So crazy. Like I wouldn't have ever talked to Alice XZ if not for the fact that I just like tweeted at her and she tweeted back, and then we started following each other, and I was like, yay! You know, like Twitter's really cool that way. And I didn't believe it until it actually like happened. So yeah, I don't know, all that stuff is very fun, but we literally did forget that it was 4th of July like all day because nobody was mentioning it. Like, no one was mentioning it. And then, you know, we grabbed dinner at this awesome, I talk about ramen so much. There's a vegan ramen place in J-Town that's pretty great. So we went there, and Erin is allergic to seafood, so she actually got to eat the sushi there, and she was so excited. She was like, oh my gosh, I can eat the sushi! She's just like cloud nine. But yeah, so we did that, and then on the way home, it was just fireworks, just tons of fireworks. And we were like, all right, now it feels like the 4th of July. But both, like, Erin and Robbie and I all grew up in small towns. So we're really used to 4th of July, meaning you get together with family or you get together with friends, you watch the fireworks, you, like, have some sort of a small gathering, maybe a potluck, you know. And here, nobody really does anything. Like, fireworks happen, but there's so many people here that nobody really tries to go watch fireworks, you know, because they know it's going to be crowded. And I don't know, it's very different. But I am happy with how I chose to spend my 4th of July going to Anime Expo and hanging out with awesome friends and enjoying them and, you know, sharing an interest, meeting people. And it was just great. I don't know. It was really, really fun. It was really great. And I'm excited to go back tomorrow. I made a list because we didn't get through all of Artist Alley. It was crazy. Like, oh God, it just took us so long to even get in the building. But yeah, we didn't get all the way through Artist Alley. I didn't find omggg yet, but I looked on the thing to see where omggg is, and I know now, so I'm coming for you. But I made note of things that I wanted to buy tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be my purchasing day. And tomorrow I'm also going to wear the yellow contacts instead of the blue ones, but I don't know what wig I'm going to wear. So we'll see. I have the red one, but the red one is so long. It's incredibly long. I have no idea what to do with it. Also, I used a caramel Jiva cube and I haven't tried it yet, so let's do that. It just looks so hot. This line. So attractive. Oh yeah, it's good. I like it. I like it. I only used 1 cube this time because it's, you know, it's nighttime. Gonna need to go to sleep. Not soon, but eventually. So, figured it was probably a good idea to not buzz myself. Get back in there, Jiva Cube, you dummy. But yeah, so that's the plan tomorrow. Again, if you guys see us, please feel free to say hi. Some of you guys said hi, and it was great, and we had great conversations and things. And, yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'm actually going... This is gonna sound silly because it's, what, 10:30 at night on the 4th of July, but I'm gonna clean some stuff because I like came in here and I was like, what am I doing? What is going on here? So that's what I'm gonna go do. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good day and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye! Mwah!